Hey guys, welcome back to the Captain's Log. Kyle Grooms live with me today. We're in Fort Myers. We're leaving 105.5 The Beat. Doing some press because you're performing tonight at Off the Hook Comedy Club. And this is your first time at Off the Hook. I'm super excited. You're from New York originally.
No, I'm from Jersey.
Jersey originally.
Yeah,
oh,
Jersey.
Is there a difference?
Yes, there is, man. Because, even when I go overseas and people only know New York, and I want to claim New York so bad, but I can't. I'm from Jersey, man.
Jersey. But they have good food, too.
Oh, Jersey has amazing food.
Amazing.
Jersey has, I think, better Italian food.
I think you're right.
Pizza and stuff than New York.
I think you're right.
You know?
I mean, the people are going to hate us for saying that.
Oh, yeah, because New York is getting commercial everywhere. And once people make money, they move to New Jersey because they want some square footage.
That's right. They want the grass, the 2 kids, and the dog.
Yep.
So you can scroll down and share that on your page and let your fans know you're live right here in Naples,
Yeah, that's what
Florida.
I'm trying to do. But
that's great. So you telling me a story. First of all, you've escaped death twice.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Because you were at a vegan restaurant eating.
Yeah.
And you literally had a seizure. And tell us what happened. This is not that long ago.
No, this was 6 months ago. It happened March 8th of
You're like
this
the
year.
Bionic Man. How you come back so quick?
March 8th of 2019.
Wow. So
Yeah,
tell me the story.
I went out to eat with my family, and we sat down to eat. This is the abbreviated version, the short version. And I had a focal seizure. That's where you shake violently, and because what was happening is I had a tumor.
Yeah.
What's called a cavernoma was bleeding, and it started bleeding.
And you had no knowledge of this at all?
Not at all. The doctor said that the cavernoma could have been there my whole life, but it's just once they start to bleed, that becomes a problem. You know.
Which page you want to share it on?
Share now.
Yeah,
I'll share it to that one.
And then you were just sitting there eating in the middle with no advanced knowledge of anything going to happen to you.
No, not at all. Not at all. I just thought, and I knew I was in a mood. I was in a bad mood, but it's just because,
Did you have a headache or anything?
No headaches. I haven't gotten a headache this whole
that's
ordeal.
good, because if I get a headache, sometimes I'm like, man, my head feels like it's going to explode. So I know that's not necessarily the reason, right?
Yeah, maybe you have a bleeding in your head. I don't know. But, I didn't have a headache. Nothing.
And then you just started convulsing. Or
yeah,
no,
I started seizing, and I didn't know what was happening to me.
Could you talk at this point?
No, because I wasn't talking, because I was just trying to figure out what was happening to me. And I tried to stand up, and my wife started screaming for help, and then some guy, and none of the vegans helped either. They just kind of stopped and stared for a minute like...
They stay together with the food, but when you start doing that...
If I was a seal pup or something, that they would have helped out.
Right, exactly.
But, an animal, they would have helped me. But no, I'm a human. You're on your own. But and then some guy grabbed me, some guy held me up, and then I just decided, I made a conscious decision to focus on my breathing. I was like, if I breathe, I know I'm alive. And then I just started breathing. And then I was able to get centered, and I was sweating a lot, but my arm was numb, and my speech was gone. Not gone, but just I just couldn't. It was I was talking. It was very difficult. And just to get my
was there thoughts in your head?
Oh yeah, I was fine. It was just talking. I was getting out of breath. It was just hard for me to put words together and sentences together.
And then they literally...
I would just get tired and just go yeah, and think I said something, just be I would just get tired.
It felt like you were kind of dazed.
Yeah.
And confused.
Yeah, but I wasn't confused. My brain wasn't... There was no confusion in my brain. It was just...
Wow.
No coordination. They had a therapist come in before my surgery and have me do little things and try to pull something with my arm, and I just couldn't coordinate.
No, and were they sure that was going to recover? Did you know?
No, they didn't know.
They didn't know
the
anything.
Doctor just said he's gonna go clean it up. It's sitting on top of my brain, so they'll just clean it up and see what happens. They didn't, and normally they'll go and do a biopsy first, but they just said they'll biopsy it while they have my head open.
They cut you wide open.
Yeah, they cut in. I didn't even know what he was doing until after I went to my checkup. After I went to my checkup, he explained what he was doing. I was like, oh shit! I probably wouldn't have let you do it if
After you'd had it.
After I had it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, what?
And so, did you swell after that like crazy when they cut your head like that?
There was a little swell, and I had like a bag of like fluid, like blood and stuff. Like for a few days, I had to sleep up when I got home.
Right.
And I could feel like it was like a soft spot, like a baby.
Right there. So this isn't the first time. What's this? This is the second time you escaped death.
Yeah.
And so, what was the first time? You're telling me this story, and then you're saying,
last summer, I went out on a friend's boat. It was a beautiful day. We caught some fish. I caught a shark.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You were in Miami because you live there now.
Yeah, a little baby shark. And then, we decided to sit back, park the boat, anchor the boat, have a few brews. And my friend thought it would be funny to push me in the water. Now, we out in the deep water.
Right, yeah, you're in the blue.
Yeah, and to be honest, the water was calm. Like,
yeah.
And even I laughed when he pushed me in. Like, ha, 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 ha.
Right.
But when I reached up to grab the boat, the current underneath the water
so hard.
I had already moved a foot or two away from the boat. It was out of my grasp.
Yeah.
And I'm a swimmer. I'm a certified scuba diver.
Really?
But not in deep water. Like, this is in a pool or something, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And plus the mental. And then the waters were calm once I got it was out of the water, but once I went in, it just seemed like the waves picked up like hurricane. You feel me?
Really?
And the boat just kept getting further and further. I just started screaming, help,
of course.
Because I could swim, but not, this is treading water against the current.
Against the current and ripping. Yeah, because you don't realize when you're anchored up sometimes. Were you anchored?
Yeah, we were anchored.
When you're anchored, and because I'm a captain, how the current is moving out there so fast.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend that they dropped anchor, and the anchor slipped, and it took the boat into deeper water. So then the anchor was just dangling, so the boat never hung. And they were down, and when they came up, they were 7 miles from the boat.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, and one dude dropped his gear and swam all the way back to shore, and the other dude tried to swim towards the boat. The dude swimming towards the boat never got there. The dude that swam all the way back to shore made it, and then the Coast Guard went out and got him. This was at night too.
Cow.
So
did the guy make it?
They both made it.
Okay. Whew,
yeah, it was crazy.
Me, I wouldn't have made it because swimming.
I wouldn't have either. Yeah, I can't believe how these dudes both stayed out and swam that much.
That's amazing.
It really was.
Yeah.
So you were swimming.
But you are buoyant. If it was a wetsuit they were wearing, the wetsuit makes you pretty buoyant.
Yeah.
But I wasn't wearing a wetsuit or anything.
We were in like just bathing suit.
Yeah, just bathing suit, like a tank top.
So how bad did it get? How long did it take them to get?
Then my friends started like freaking out because they saw how far I was going, and like one of them's, they're both professionals. Like one was a lifeguard at some point. They're amazing swimmers. But me, not so much.
Right.
But they started throwing.
I'm a terrible swimmer. Like, I can swim, but like, it's not, there is no race I'm winning on water. On land, I'm all right. Long distance and sprinting, I'm a pretty good runner. But swimming, man, there is nothing
else. Yeah.
None of those diving things or swim underwater back and forth as a kid and win. I never win any of those days.
So treading water and none of that?
No. So you would just. Did you try to get back to the boat at this point?
Yeah, what happened is they started throwing things in the water, like floaty devices.
Yeah.
And then I said, if I relax, don't panic, breathe, and just focus on swimming to whatever that is you just threw in the water.
Okay.
And it was, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 yards away, and I just... And it was like every one stroke was 2 or 3 in the water. It was like, because I was swimming against the current, against the waves.
Right.
And then once I grabbed, and then plus you don't know if something's going to, grab you. Like, I just.
Yeah,
and then
you're thinking sharks, everything.
Maybe I just caught a shark. Maybe his big brother came back, So I don't know, you know what I mean? So, but I just swam to the device. And then once I got on that,
you just
hung
out
there, and then they had to go, and then he had to pull anchor, because the anchor is not easy. It's not a quick thing.
Way.
That's not like a zoop zoop. That was like he had to pull anchor, then go and turn around, and then come back towards me, and I would have been gone if
you didn't have a floaty.
Yeah, and the weird thing is that the very next day I was set to sign life insurance policies for my kids. So if
you
I
signed but you like,
if I would have went that day, it would have been, no life insurance policies. Like,
wow.
I would have had no life insurance policies.
Oh my!
So that was, and the next day I just felt like.
So you have 7 lives left. You got 9 lives,
and it was so messed up that once I got back on the boat, we didn't even. It was just like he was like, "Dad, I didn't think that out." Kyle Grooms.
Right.
So he was like, "I didn't think that out, bro." Like.
And then what was it? Were you just pissed off?
I wasn't pissed off because I know what he thought. I'm a certified scuba diver. He's playing. He thought, I'll just get back up. Even I thought it was like,
right, sure, but and that happens that fast, right?
Yeah. And then I asked him in front of his parents, because we've been friends forever, me and this guy. And I asked him in front of his parents if he would have told the truth about what happened when I came back, like had I not made it and shit. And that question is still unanswered.
No way, he didn't answer. He didn't say hell no. You slipped. You slipped and fall, man.
Kyle jumped in the water.
Kyle thought he was funny. Matter of fact, he did a backflip. He did a backflip off that boat.
Yeah.
Wow. So you still friends with him?
Yeah.
All right. Well, when he sees your Facebook Live, then we'll call him out.
I'm not even gonna say his name, but you know who you are, bro.
Damn. So how long you been doing comedy now? It's been years.
Yeah, man.
You started in the New Jersey, New York area.
Yeah, my first show was in Jersey at in Perth Amboy, where I grew up, at a hair show, and then I moved back to Miami, which is where I went to school. And I started at Studio 183 in 1995, and I've been doing it,
24 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I professionally, I quit my job in 2000, and I've been, doing comedy ever since.
And you've had many acting gigs, right? You do some stuff.
Yeah, I've been doing gigs. I've been getting gigs. I've been lucky.
What pays the bills, the comedy or the acting?
The comedy. Acting is, those acting checks are spread far apart, man.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you get 1 or 2 good calls a year,
Right.
At least for me.
How about,
especially since I moved from
I was going to say,
Jersey.
how about in Miami? Is there like a scene where you can figure out, like, go for auditions and stuff? Or what?
Miami's not as hot as it used to be because there's not production.
Because Atlanta?
The taxes, and Atlanta's... They're not giving the tax incentives. They're not shooting as much. I mean, they were shooting Ballers here. Now the Ballers moved somewhere else. I reconnected with an agency since I've been back here, and I think I've gotten maybe 1-2 calls for a film or something. Yeah. Whereas in New York, I would go out for commercials and a lot of stuff in New York and LA. And I knew that was... I knew I was going to take a hit with that when it came to my career.
Right.
When it came to, when I moved to Miami.
But you can't beat South. You live near South Beach.
Yeah, I can't beat my...
I mean, come on. What's the choice?
Yeah, my kids get to see the sunset, sunrise in the morning. And, that's pretty good.
So what can we expect in your show tonight? I'm looking forward to it.
I'm preparing for my next special. I'm recording a special January 11th in Miami, and it's based on my surgery and what I went through, my whole ordeal, and I'm just telling that story.
So many comics talk about real life situations and things, and that's how, I always say comics are a little wacky, that's why they got good stories. Is it that the comics are wacky, they get good stories, or is it that they're just... that the story, that they live a crazy life and then they can tell about it?
Or they could make their regular stories funny.
Right.
They make them, because I'm sure a lot of things happen to a lot of people, but comics, we just tell what happens, the funny things that happen to us.
Of course.
You know what I mean? I'm not walking around being wacky, but I've been like even brain surgery's not funny. But,
but you can twist it.
But yeah, I could twist it. There were funny elements in what was happening all day. That whole day was like, what? Huh? Like, like weird shit was happening. That were funny elements.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then I'm talking about my family, and I have kids now, and the comedy
life changes with the kids.
Yeah, people haven't heard from me in a while. My last special was on Comedy Central, and that was in 2007. Yeah. So yeah, it's about due.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
So you're shooting next week? You said?
No. January the 11th. So I'm preparing for it.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
just getting comfortable with my new material.
Are you shooting that at the Miami Improv? Or?
No. I'm shooting it at a small theater. It's the Villain Theater in Miami, January 11th.
Good for you. Well, look for it, guys. Look for it. How can they find you on Instagram, Facebook?
Yeah, Kyle Grooms, KyleGrooms. KyleGrooms.net. Kyle Grooms, yeah.
You're gonna love his comedy, guys. Very funny.
Oh, yeah, man.
And then tonight at Off the Hook Comedy Club, don't miss it. One show only, Thursday night.
One show.
OffTheHookComedy.com. Get your tickets, guys. This is the Captain's Log. We will be back tomorrow. I have a guy who invented a device called the dry clip, and he's gonna be on the Shark Tank.
Oh, a dry clip.
It's called the dry clip. That's all I can tell you. That's what they call in the industry a teaser.
Oh man,
you gotta watch the show.
It sounds like something.
You gotta watch it.
I might need a dry clip.
If you like the podcast, guys, share it, like it, review it, go on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, at least because Kyle, dodged the bullet twice.
And don't go swimming, don't go fishing with your friends.
That's right.
Without a life jacket.
Be good. This is the Captain's Log. We out.